We are with the lovely Ida Ceesay Njie on Coffee Time with Peter Gomez. She's a breast cancer survivor, and we're talking about her advocacy this morning. Are there specific changes you'd like to see in the way the health system or government supports, breast cancer patients and survivors?
So let me tell you what happens when you get diagnosed in the Gambia, and you have to go through the treatment. So first of all, the chemotherapy drugs are not available in Gambia. So donc am either ñu order la ko or nga dem Senegal, ñu yónnee Senegal ñu jëndal la ko nga indi ko fi and bring it here. So when you do have it, it needs to be administered by a physician, a doctor, and it is usually administered in a hospital because it is essentially, chemotherapy is poison. It poisons all fast-growing cells in your body. So that's why your hair falls out and your nails change, your skin color changes, all of that. So when they do, administering the chemotherapy itself will take about 5 hours, 5 to 6 hours. And picture Gambia RVTH, EFSTH. You're in a ward, the women's ward. You're sitting in a chair. They're administering these things, and you're seeing somebody dying. You see all these activities happening. The first thing that the government needs to do is to build a cancer center for women or for anybody going through this. Because you don't need the chaos of a ward and you're sitting there going through this. Sometimes you're throwing up while you're doing this. And so in other countries, there's a specific room that is, there's, day beds where you can lay and have this done. Your family could be there. And you're isolated from all the things that are happening inside of a normal ward. Some people cannot even sit up because they give you a chair to sit. Some people actually, so you can administer this for 5 to 6 hours. And you have to do this. Some people, depending on what the regimen they have to do it maybe, twice a week. Once a week or once every 2 weeks. And you're going through this and you're seeing everything that is happening in a hospital is not actually helping your healing. So a center actually catering just to this will help. But also those people that you're in that center with will be your support system. I made some really good friends who were going through some form of cancer with me. And so we share stories. They don't know what kaba is. I told you the kaba hour.
Yes.
They don't know what kaba is, but they saw me eating this thing the whole time. And they were like, one of them was like, ma'am, can I ask you what you're eating? That you're spitting out these seeds. I'm like, try it. And one of them was like, this is the best thing that, I don't know what healing properties kaba has, don't ask me, but I'm not a doctor. But for some odd reason...
I expected you to be more inquisitive than that.
No, I really didn't even want to know. But I guess for a hobby, it actually worked. And so I shared my kaba around the ward. So these are things that we can talk about. And somebody would tell me a symptom that I don't even have, that I may have later or not even have. So these are places where it's a sacred place for all of us that are going through it, that need this space. So the government needs to work on that. They need to consider that. Same thing with men with prostate cancer that are going through it. You need a space where other men are, that they can support them. So we have a long way to go. I understand the constraints of the country. I'm not saying we need to be a first world country today, but we need to start making concessions for these things and how to support cancer patients.
What helped you stay strong and hopeful, Ida, during the most difficult times?
Uncle Peter, that's number one. I don't take no for an answer. Naturally, that is me, but also my twins.
How old are they now?
They are 17 and cannot even fit through the door because they're
really?
so big. Yes.
They should play basketball.
He does. My son does, yes.
Okay.
So
you have a son and a daughter.
A son and a daughter, a boy and a girl.
Perfect twin.
I'm telling you, that's where we stop too. Looking at them, I did not. My first thought was, I am not going to die and leave these kids for another woman to raise. That was my first thought. So for that, I said, I have to survive this, no matter what. Just if not for anything, but for them. I am the only daughter my mom has, and so I could not see her going through losing her daughter. And so, you know, all these things are things that when you think about, you say, I am going to fight, that I'm not going to let this win. I told you that I continued working. I did not shy into a corner to say, you know, this is going to win. Despite my physical changes, I still went out. If you look at me, you look at me fine. There was a day that I walked my daughter to the bus stop, and she told me, no, we were getting ready to go walk her to the bus stop, and she said, Mommy, she was 5, can you not go to the bus stop with me today? Just stand at the door and watch me go. I was like, no, I'm going with you. She says, my friends were making fun of me that my mom looks like a boy.
That was mean, huh?
Kids are mean.
Yeah.
Uncle Peter, that broke my heart. Because to me, I said, okay, I'll put a scarf on my head and I'll put a little bit of eyeliner to make sure I can draw in my thing. She goes, okay. So I went upstairs and did that, and then we walked her to the bus stop. And for me, I said, I wish more and more people were kinder in this world. That not just is her mom going through something, she's going through something. And so she's looking at her mother change. And so we need to empathize with the people who are supporting or are living with a survivor, that they need to be supported also. And, you know, boys don't care. My son did not even know what happened. He did not care. And so it is the daughters who always feel what the mother is feeling. And your mom also feels exactly what you're feeling because they don't want to see their child sick. So these are things that when you think about them, it's your motivation to fight. Most women will tell you that sumanjabot get my hair. And so for that alone, it's a big, I have to say, it's a big motivator for you to fight. Not just being headstrong or they get raw, but that is a big motivation.
We spoke about Mr. Njie. How did your mom journey with you through all this?
Uncle Peter. So my mom, when I got the diagnosis, we hid it from her. My brothers and I made a pact not to tell her because, again, I'm her only daughter, and she was here in the Gambia. I made sure she went to England and stayed with my cousin before we told her, because I had a feeling if we told her here, she would die. Oh. So we made sure she went to England and that she did not come, because I just knew that if she came, she would be the patient. Because my had a napsidom. And so I knew that it would be very, very hard on her. And so her seeing or her just hearing me go through anything, she would stay up all night. She would not. Yeah, it was going to be too hard for her. And I have my aunties were also went through it, because I'm a very yabate niece, and so I give them a hard time all the time. And so for them to see me go through this was hard for them. So whenever they called, I refused to answer on video call, but I would make sure that I chipper myself and make them laugh so they won't have to go through this. I cannot tell you how many times they lit a candle at the church. My mom's, so my aunties are Christians, and so I cannot tell you how many times they lit candles at the church. Kamil. So I had a wonderful support system, and so them seeing me go through that was a lot.
Mm-hmm. And are they supportive of your advocacy campaign, and how?
Oh my goodness. My aunties are amazing. My mom is, anytime I have anything going on, she is there. She will call and tell. She's told everybody to be on Coffee Time today, by the way. And so
thanks for helping us advertise.
Yeah, so she's told everybody to be here to listen in. They will all, come to these events that I have, any speaking engagement. And don't let them know that there is somebody who has cancer. They'll be like, hey, call her Ida. Then they will give my number away, and and so they have been really amazing. Whenever we have anything, even in Kuntaya or Quinella, my mother came, and so some of my aunties came. I lost one of my very dear aunts to cancer also, but a different form of cancer. And she used to always say, hey, suma separe, my own advocate, but she didn't make it because we caught it so late. So kudos to my auntie Lisong Oliver. She was a very, very, very engaging, dynamic, amazing woman who, every event that I had here, she was there. And so Manko Nyana.
Mm-hmm. And how has your experience, Ida, changed your outlook on life?
So during one of my, and this I always joke, during one of my surgeries, I was laying there about to be wheeled in, and I always say I made a pact with God. And I said to him that if you make me survive this, I will be a better person, that I would use my voice to support other people, that I will help people who are less advantaged than I am. And so when I survived and came out of surgery and everything is fine, I'm like, well, I guess he did listen, so I have to play my part. And so it changed my outlook to where it takes very little for my matter lady. And
what has it done for your spirituality?
It has made me, I wouldn't have survived without God, so it brings you closer to God. And you see God's work in everything that you do. And so for that, I have to say alhamdulillah. But also it brought me where you don't judge people. Everybody's situation is different. And God put us on earth to help people. And so we need to do that.
Mm-hmm. We focused on your advocacy work, but the whole point about Pink October is to help women who need help.
Yes.
So that they can go and get this help. So let's talk about early detection. How important is it in your view based on your experience?
So cancer comes in 4 stages. And so if you catch it between stage 1 and 2, you can survive it. 3 is a little tricky depending on how fast it is. 4 is where it has already metastasized to other parts, and it's a lot harder to treat. Some doctors, when you go to see them at stage 4, they do palliative care. They just make sure you're comfortable until you die. So early detection is where you catch it early and you go and get it taken care of. A small lump, a change in the breast.
Exactly. I was going to say, what do you need to do to be able to catch it early?
So a small lump, a change in appearance, anything that is different. So we preach and we tell people to do their monthly self-breast exam. What that is going to do is to make you more familiar with your body, to understand that, okay, picture be for one, or this little lump was not there before, that I feel something different, and you go check it out. Don't ignore it. We women are so good at ignoring things that are happening to us because njabot ge nyung fa, or the husband is there. We prioritize everything else except for ourselves. So if you see anything that's different, go see a doctor. At that point, they can just, if you find something and they do a biopsy and they find out that it is cancerous, they can do one of 2 things. Either they remove that particular lump and the little surrounding areas, or they remove the breast and the breast tissue. And so once they do that, you live a healthy life. So catching it early is the key, because once it gets to other places, if you have breast cancer, it gets to other places. That means it's in your bones, it gets to your lungs, it gets to your lymph nodes, which, helps things travel around your body. And so that alone makes it trickier for you to survive it. So catching it early, knowing your body, going to the doctor. I don't care, go to the hospital, get it checked.
Mm-hmm. And who have you partnered with this year in your advocacy campaign?
I have my own foundation, but I also am the vice president of the Cancer Association's
Talk
League.
to us about it, at least, for 2-3 minutes.
Yeah, so my foundation is called FACIA, is Fighting Against Cancer in Africa, but I partnered with Cancer Association's League, which is an organization that is with different foundations come together to be the Cancer Association's League. And so every year we go up country and we do these free screenings, sensitizations, awareness, and so on. But also more and more organizations in the Gambia have asked me to come and speak to their staff. Last year I did WAVE, I did Access Bank, I did FBN Bank. This year I did Works, although I couldn't be there. They did engage, I couldn't be there. But I sent Fat Cham because I had another engagement. We also did, who else did I do? So many now, I am forgetting.
You haven't done West Coast Radio yet.
I'm here on West Coast Radio.
No, you're doing my audience.
I'm doing your audience. I will come and we still have time in October. I'll still come and do the women here. So different offices will call me to come and speak to their staff. Trust Bank, we did a video for them. So different organizations have been requesting me to come and talk to their staff, and I always make it fun and light so people get the message and not make it as scary as it is. And so I've seen other organizations also do these things. MRC has been a big supporter. Comium did their breast cancer awareness, and they came and did the screening for the staff. So MRC has been a great supporter and a great partner in this fight. Some of the doctors of EFSCA, I have actually partnered with the National Cancer Control Program in the Gambia to actually do awareness also. So yes, it has been ongoing, and I am so proud. I have to say I am truly proud. Yes, we have our challenges in the Gambia, but looking from where we've come, we have made significant difference. Even though it's not very much, that people on the outside will say, well, they're not doing enough. This is a lot that we're doing. Raising the awareness is a lot. Different organizations are doing screenings around the country. Kudos to everybody who's doing free breast cancer screening. I know most of the clinics now are doing it, from Medicare to AfriMed, all the Bijilo, they're all doing something. So kudos to everybody for doing something for breast cancer. And they're doing it for free, which is the amazing part for me.
And how do you balance sharing your personal journey with protecting your emotional well-being?
Uncle Bisa, sometimes
sometimes you're in the room, you'll say things and people will cry and cry and cry, and you'll cry with them. I mean, you can't cry, your whole life.
You know, I am a party of emotions, and so I tend to look at the positive. I use humor a lot, and so for me. And
have you ever been misunderstood?
Absolutely, I have been misunderstood. It's Gambia. Come on. I've always been misunderstood. But people have been receptive to the message. Some of them, will pull me aside. And I've had people come and say, Bandi so bayon wah bi dina maneex. Because yaangi nekk di wax rek yifi cancer bi duna nga ko rek baal wax bi. And I said, no, I'm not going to do that. That there are other people I have not reached that may be going through this, that are going to hear my voice and get some hope from it. So, with that, I'm not faltered at all. I am going to continue to spread this message, and I want more and more survivors to come out so people know that this is something that is not something you did. Yalla mo la ko tek natu la rek. It's nothing you did. And it does not, do they wale. It's not contagious. So we need to understand that nga dem setu ko am cancer, nga deka ko am cancer taxut yow nga am ko. So therefore nga support ko, nga nekk fa pour mom nga jappale way defut da wañu bu dara ci yow, essentially.
And what message do you hope young women like our sound technician here, another Ceesay like yourself, take away from your advocacy?
That we can all do more. Ne natubula yalla tek taxut nga abandon what is innately you, which is how good you are. Helping people doesn't have to change your outlook in life. Madam, you're going to take one or two things away. She's one or two things away from the encounter. Either kiku annoying la, yifam nehuma, or ki yifam daf maneh. So it's one or two things. It's always 50-50.
I hope the latter all the time.
I hope the latter all the time. Why couldn't yifam nehuma do wahne yifam nehuma paske li ak li dangane dafa bari wax because of she keeps repeating the same thing. But repeating the same thing because I want more and more people to understand.
You're repeating for emphasis.
For emphasis, that this is something that is true to me, that this is something that I am extremely passionate about, that I would love to sit and be on vacation and not have to talk to anybody. But duma ko mun, because there are more and more people who are getting diagnosed every day and need to hear a survivor story. And so for that, did not retire, yes, and let the other survivors share their story, but I will be in the background cheering them on because I want this to continue and I want every woman to survive the cancer diagnosis that they have.
So today is 27th. We have what?
We have
4 more days?
4 more days, yes.
How are you going to spend those 4 days in terms of, breast cancer advocacy?
Besides continue to wear pink, which we will continue to do.
So that explains why she's in pink.
Yes, that explains why I am in pink. I'll continue to wear pink. I am engaging with the National Cancer Control Program, like I told you. I have to give them the report from the screening that we have, and then we'll meet and strategize on how to continue the work, how to continue to do this. But also, when we did our screenings in Kuntaya, we had some patients who are who have breast cancer. Not just, we didn't just do breast cancer, we did breast and cervical cancer. And we had a lot of patients who have...
That's something we don't speak about a lot.
I'm going to start doing that one too, because it's still women's reproductive.
Yeah.
And we had more cases of people who have the infection or getting, cervical cancer than we did the breast, which is great. So with that, I need to work on getting them treatment. So we are working to get them doctors, to get them seen, and so on. So the rest of the month and the rest of the year, that's what I'm concentrating on, is helping patients maneuver through the complex treatment procedure or process.
Ida, thanks for coming.
Thank you so much for having me.
48 hours.
You'll see me in 48 hours talking about something completely different.
Let's tease the audience.
Yes.
That's Pinchum Komium. What do you want them to do to start sending in their questions right away?
Start sending in your questions so we start answering it. So this is not my day job. I do have another day job.
Who are the proud sponsors of
Who are the proud sponsors of here. But I have to take a second to say thank you so much to Komium for allowing me and indulging my passion for advocacy, my passion to raise awareness, and allowing me to take time away from what they pay me to do this, because they also are very passionate about women's health. They're passionate about the community, and so they push me to do these things, and I am extremely grateful, and continue sponsoring all of the breast cancer awareness events.
Fantastic.
So yes.
I'll join you in thanking Comium, because thanks to their sponsorship, we've so focused on health, throughout this month, that even the Minister of Health, who is not the most, media friendly in terms of, giving interviews all the time.
Yes.
We're told he's coming to the program tomorrow, because they have suddenly seen us to be health friendly.
I am. I'm loving it. I am loving it. So thank you, Komium, for doing that.
So Komium, thank you so very much.
And Dr. Samate, I'm going to throw the baton to you to do more to help women who are going through cancer. Not just the women, but to do something about cancer. This is my plea, and I am urging you to do something. And this is a very sincere urge for you to do something about it.
I'm sure he'll give his response tomorrow.
I hope so. I really hope so.
Once again, thanks.
Thank you so much.
I can't get rid of you.
I'll see you in 48 hours.
All right. That's Ida Ceesay Njie, breast cancer survivor, and she'll be joining me back here on Wednesday morning, God willing.
Njie Oil. The company have filling stations across the country, and our rates are relatively cheaper than anyone else across the country. Njie Oil is the biggest producer and distributor of cement in the country with the most competitive prices in the market.
Excellent jam, Ceesay.
Yo, apply. Yo, luta do dede. Luta mo nulo jël moto nga andil ma xaalis. Hello?
Bësal mu fay.
What?
Bësal mu fine.
Oh, yes!
Wave acts in Gambia. Deposit and withdraw money, pay bills, and buy mobile credit without fees. Transfer money wherever in the country for only 1% fee. At Wave, Bësal mu fine. Wave, your money is yours.